Welcome to the Unrefined Podcast for the Everyman. I'm your host, Bill Brasky, joined as always by Liarz.
Howdy.
And Wasted.
Hello.
And we're discussing the new Rolling Stones album, Foreign Tongues. Gentlemen, you both have given this album a thorough listen through. I've not had the opportunity yet, and I'm really curious what your takes and opinions on. And audience, I'm curious what your takes or opinions are too. So let us know down below in the comments. So how about we start off with you, Liarz? Why don't you give us your review?
Sure. Okay, so the album by the Rolling Stones was released July 10th of this year, 2026, via Polydor. It's Foreign Tongues. It's the 25th. Think of that, 25th studio album by the Rolling Stones, which follows the, I guess, moderately successful Hackney Diamonds. Now, it contains 14 tracks, and it's got about just over an hour of music on it. So that doesn't mean it's good, right? It just means there's a lot. Now, it's not bad. There's a lot of it that sounds like the Stones, and there's nothing groundbreaking here if that's what you're looking for. You're not going to find it here. The first 3 tracks are pretty good. Rough and Twisted, In the Stars, Jealous Lover, pretty good. Mr. Charm is catchy, but gets a little repetitive at the end. And then from the middle of the album all the way to about the 10th track is just regular Stones music, right? It's undoubtedly Rolling Stones. Maybe some of it sounds like a B-side from Beggar's Banquet. That's the feel I got from it. And then from tracks 11 to 14, I would have just not put them on the album, to be honest with you. I think they were just kind of grated on me a little bit, and especially Beautiful Delilah. Keith Richards takes the lead vocals on that, and usually when Keith takes the lead vocals on one of the Rolling Stones songs, I'm pretty down for it, but it just didn't work here. So, Wasted, what do you think?
As I was going through it, I think it's a bit of a grab bag of different from different albums. You hear different old Stones albums on it, like Rough and Twisted. Sounds like something from the Blue and Lonesome covers album. It's more of a blues rock, but then it goes into In the Stars is like your obligatory sort of remake of Brown Sugar. Jealous Lover is sort of like emotional rescue. It's like Mick Jagger doing like high falsetto. Sounds like Kermit the Frog or Miss Piggy or something. Mr. Charm and Divine Intervention just sound like almost like Jagger solo songs. But Divine Intervention though has Keith Richards and Ronnie Wood doing their weaving a bit. But up to that point, it is sort of like very like Rolling Stones singles. Ringing Hollow comes from, probably it sounds more like it comes from Some Girls. It's like a parody country, almost like country song or something, like Faraway Eyes. So you're sort of jumping around these different, and a lot of it defaults back to like the Undercover album, where it's a little bit disco. There's a kind of a disco beat going underneath Mr. Charm and Divine Intervention.
Don't want to interrupt you there, Wasted, but exactly. I thought of the disco reference as well, especially Mr. Charm and Divine Intervention. But yeah, go on. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's like it has more of a sort of it's albums that they're more like pop album. Some Girls and Undercover is pretty much like almost like a disco album. Never Want to Lose You. I think it has Robert from The Cure, Fat Bob from The Cure. But he's just playing an instrument on it. Hit Me in the Head is the one with Charlie Watts on drums, so it's much more heavy and rock and roll. That's probably one of the better tracks. There's the cover of Amy Winehouse's I'm No Good. It's a pretty good cover. I mean, but obviously Jagger throughout the album is very campy. It's very like late 70s, 80s. Mick Jagger he's very playful on it. Some of Us is it's a Keith song, very soulful. So again, you're jumping into a sort of different era of the Rolling Stones with that one. I think Jagger joins them on the end of it, so which it makes it a bit more epic. Covered in You, again, it's just back to basic Rolling Stones song. So, like you said, Side Effects is the sort of most interesting song on the album, but doesn't really sound like Rolling Stones that much. It's kind of takes a while to get going. Back in Your Life it's this Jagger sort of 6-minute ballad epic, and then you go back to the sort of blues, or is it Delta Blues, Beautiful Delilah with Chuck Berry? So you sort of go out the way you started with Rough and Twisted, but it's a bit of a mixture of things that. And it's not from the most popular era. It's very poppy, I would say. The whole album has this disco kind of undercover vibe to it. And one of the songs has a very distorted vocal on it, which is also very like undercover. So it's not from the most popular era of the Rolling Stones. It's not from the Exile and Let It Bleed, that type of era.
What would you give it overall out of 10?
I mean, when it just comes out, like I like Undercover, and I like Some Girls, so I'd probably rate it higher than most people. It's probably like I would say it's a 7. I'd probably listen to this for probably this year. If I'm going to listen to the Stones, I'm probably going to listen to this stuff, and that's probably all they can really do at this point. Is when the new album comes out, you listen to it for a bit. It's never but it's probably like competing with Undercover more than other albums. But that's not a very well known album. Undercover of the Night.
Yeah, I know the Undercover album well, and I'm going to agree with you on the points of where you can definitely hear the Some Girls influence and definitely hear the Undercover influence on this album. Overall, for me, I think I'm going to give it about a 6 out of 10. I wasn't overly impressed with it, but I wasn't annoyed with it either. I got through it in one shot. I listened to it in one shot. It didn't seem agonizing. So, I mean, that's gotta account for something. So, for a Rolling Stones album, I think it's what's to expect from guys of their age doing what they're doing for their 25th album, right? I mean, there's nothing groundbreaking there. It's just typical Stones.
All right, let me ask you gentlemen a question. All right. I haven't heard the album yet. I don't really know if I have much interest in listening to the album. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Is any track on this album as good as Anybody's Seen My Baby off Bridges to Babylon?
Yeah, Rough and Twisted.
Rough and Twisted is kind of the most rock.
But does it have
dirty rock?
But does it have the kind of like when I hear Anybody's Seen My Baby, and I know I'm talking about a song that's 29 years old right now, that seems like 60s, 70s Stones to me. That seems like really bluesy kind of you can go drink in a bar and listen to it. Like, it's an awesome song that just doesn't age. Hackneyed Diamonds didn't do anything for me. So you guys are saying this Rough and Twisted song, like this, I mean, is it in the league of Hackneyed Diamonds, or are we talking like this could have been on Bridges to Babylon?
No, it's sort of more like Blue and Lonesome, the cover album. It's kind of like a Brown Sugar kind of rough Rolling Stones rocker. I think the one on the album that is a bit more like Have You Seen My Baby is probably Back in Your Life. Towards the track 13, it's like 6 minutes long, and it takes a while to build up, but it has that sort of momentum to it. But none of the songs are produced in that way. It isn't really a rock album. It's kind of like a pop disco album with some girls kind of humorous country songs on it.
Well, let me ask you this. Is any song on this album going to become an earworm that's going to just be stuck in your head for the summer?
I doubt it.
Maybe, In the Stars is pretty catchy.
Mr. Charm, because it's got a pretty earwormy hook in it with when he's saying they call me Mr. Charm. Like, yeah, maybe. What were you saying?
Yes.
Which one?
Mr. Charm has the like convertible top down sort of party song, whereas Jagger telling his girlfriend how he's going to spend all his money on him, spending all his money on her.
That's
and
right.
Stuff like that.
I think Wasted. I only have two more things to add to this. One, I have one more question, and then I have a statement. My next question is, when the Rolling Stones, God bless them, that they're still going and they're still going strong. I think we all agree on that. It's awesome that they're releasing new music at their age. It's awesome that they're touring, or not they didn't tour this year, but they've toured in prior years. They had to cancel it due to Keith's health this year. But is there anything off this album that when the Rolling Stones, when Keith dies or Mick dies, that when they put out an anthology or best of Rolling Stones, is there anything from this album that's even going to come close to making the cut? Yes or no? Just yes or no. No deep answer.
No.
I would say
Wasted?
maybe yes. Like Rough and Twisted or In the Stars might make it on some kind of best of or hits. Jealous Lover.
Okay. Now, the only other thing I can say, and I've heard this through the grapevine, not directly, but from the grapevine, or through the grapevine to be more accurate. I heard this album needed one thing to be more successful and be more popular. It needed more Brian Jones. But it's not going to get more Brian Jones. So if you boys don't have anything else to add to that, Liarz, I believe it's that time.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Look for us on YouTube. That's the main channel. Hit like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We will get back to you. Look for us on Rumble. Also, we have a channel over there and also over at Spotify, and from Spotify, wherever else you get your podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rolling Stones have a new album.
Stars on that fire.